So that's something that I'm going to do with that part. Let me begin removing parts from the tree. I got my trays here. For those of you who don't know what these are trays that I get when I order, you know, Chinese food, and they come in handy when you want to separate, you know, want to classify parts. And as always, when you cut parts from the tree, you want to make sure you give it a little space, like you're seeing right here, and then remove it like so. I guess this is one of the most time-consuming parts of the build, is actually separating the parts, trimming the parts, sanding the parts, and then cleaning them. And then once they're done, you move on to the next phase, which will be priming, painting, and then building. And of course I will be using my Grex airbrush on this. I will not be using the, well, actually, one thing of course is with airbrushes, good to have 2 or 3, you know, crappy ones all, you know, off to the side, because you never know if you have to go back to one for a quick, you know, quick touch-up. I actually got a comment on the O Gundam, why am I using the Aztec brush and not my better one, or when I get in a why not I invest in a Iwata, and an Iwata is a very good airbrush, by the way. Well, again, the reason why is because my Grex airbrush, I have to still clean it, because I still have the gunk left over from the lacquer, not realizing that it's you got to use a different type of thinner, the leveling thinner, to paint those paints from Hobbylink Japan, from you know, Mr. Hobby. So I actually had to go pick up lacquer thinner, and I'm cleaning it. I was cleaning it, and I had to give it another clean again, just so that way I can use it. So it will be used excessively on this kit. I may decide, I know I did show off some of the acrylic paints, but I may decide to use lacquer-based paints. I don't know if my friend has any clear red in lacquer. I mean, the lacquer yellow was very good on the other kit, on the Death Psych, and I know it's going to look good on this one. But I don't know if he has clear blue or clear red. I'll have to pay him a visit, or I'll send him an email and ask him if he has any clear red or clear blue in Mr. Hobby paints. Amazing how big these wings are. You would think that it would be the wings will be made up of many different parts, and then it forms into one solid part. But I kind of like how this is all, you know, a solid frame, which allows you to make the wings, you know, strong, give it a little bit more strength to it. As you can see, I'm cutting off to the edges so that way I can shave them off and then sand them down. There we go. Kind of reminds me of the axe from Minecraft, even though I don't play it. Anyway, back to work. So, as you can see, I got all the parts separated in 4 trays. This one's the blue tray, the white tray, the charcoal tray, and since there's very few of these, I decided to mix them together, so the yellow and red trays are here. Now, I came across a little interesting observation here. Runner H, which I have right here, is a different tone of color. It's not the same as the charcoal one. As a matter of fact, let's just do side-by-side comparison right here. So as you can see, this gray color is lighter than this one. I can't say it's black. I would say probably this is gray and this is charcoaled. So I'm thinking of how I'm going to do this. I don't know if I should paint them both gunmetal, or maybe do metallic gray on this while I make this gunmetal. Slowly think about how I'm going to do this. I could make it where I can actually paint this chrome silver and then cover it with a paint called smoke, which is kind of like clear black, even though there's no such thing as clear black, but I think there is. But that's the only thing I got in my possession. Nevertheless, I think I'm going to go with what I originally going to do, is probably make this as clear, do this metallic gray, and then make, since this is a little darker color, and I only have this entire tray, this entire runner to begin with, I'll make all this gunmetal color. So, well, I'm going to spend now the next couple of hours cleaning and sanding down all these parts so I can prepare to prime them. So I'm currently, as you can see, sanding down some of the parts that I've already chipped away, cut away the excessive plastic from the parts. And I'm using, of course, a 400 grit to smooth, remove whatever excess is there, and then I'll do an 800 to fine it out a bit, just a tad. And I'm going to, as I was reviewing some of the parts, I realized that I'm going to run into certain problems where there's no way for me to actually paint the entire part as is and then put it together. To give you an example, I'm going to put these two parts together. Whoops, wrong ones. Here it is. No, which one it is? This one here. Okay, here it is. So once they go together in the main, if I cover over here, there's a frame here that's connected under the. This is part of the shoulder armor of the upper body, and these two parts are put together, and there are another two parts here that are put together as well, the yellow and the blue and the red. So there's three colors. Now I'm sorry, the yellow is actually one piece. Am I seeing this correctly? The yellow is one piece plus the white, which goes over, but the red and blue parts are two pieces that are put together. So if I would have painted both of these parts together, respectively, you have that panel line right there. This is going to show up when when I paint them both the chrome silver followed by the clear blue. You'll see that line. The whole purpose of this is to not show that line. So what I'm planning to do is I'm going to assemble this part, and I have to see if I can get away with the red part as well. The top part I don't have to worry about. It's these two. There's the one that goes here and the red one. And then I want to glue them, sand them down more so that way they are uniform, and then paint them. I'll have to cover up specific areas with the masking tape so that way it doesn't affect those parts. So let's see what we can do. As you can see, I've glued these two parts together, so it's all melted in as you can see. And I'm going to use not 400, maybe I should use 600 grit. And then I'll use, let's see. I like these sanding sticks. These are easy to use. I'll use this one. I'll just do this one as well. Here we go. Where's my 800? Oh, there it is. I'm going to smooth it down so it's easier for me to paint, and as you can see, the seam lines are gone. This one not, so I may have to do it again. I'll use 600 first. The one thing of course is you want to do is remove the line so it doesn't show on the model, so it looks one unique part. Yeah, that's good. When I prime it, it's going to be covered up so you can barely see it. So now I do this. I put this part here, and then this guy, and oops, you know what, let me just do this way. This guy goes here, like so. So it looks like that. And then this one goes here, and then we seal this up, but I'm not going to seal it up all the way, as you can see, keeping it right there. And getting my Tamiya glue, thin glue, I apply it a little bit to the side here. And then I seal it up to the point where it starts to bleed out a bit. And then I give it a little cover. Now I don't have to worry about these parts. These I want to keep it. It's this one that I'm more worried about. As you can see. Now, once it dries, I'm going to sand it down, like I did with this. And then I'll paint the whole thing. But, and this is the tricky part. This is very tricky. When the time comes, I got to cover the red and then paint this clear blue, and then cover the blue and paint this clear red. That's going to be tough to do, but I will try it. So here's hoping that this works. Continue on reviewing this kit. I also come to the same predicament with these parts, kind of like what I did with the shoulders, where clearly, obviously, this is going to be painted charcoal and this is going to be painted chrome silver, but I may run into a problem on this, something specific, and I gotta show you this. I bored out the holes a bit so I can close it and open it, but I wanted to show you that if I seal this up, this may not be visible. Let me see if I can make it visible. No, it's not here. Oh, here it is. Right there. As you can see, the notch right there, that's of course a portion of the plastic that came off while I was snipping it off. I was a goof right there, and I could easily ignore it, but I'm not going to ignore it. This is going to probably annoy me. So what I'm going to do, and I got to open it up again.